Hello there, friend. Welcome or welcome back to some more Vagrus adventures. Last time we managed to recruit a new companion who is a bounty hunter, and I'm like 90% sure is the same one that we actually encountered during the prologue story. And judging from what was obviously a side quest at the bounty office with her name on it, I am guessing that her personal quest is going to include going on bounty missions. So we will see how that is going to go. I do want to get a closer look on her. And then we'll figure out where to go. Oh, and by the way, my buddy Alcantir actually did the math and told me that this crowded camps debuff starts happening when you have at least 40 non-slave people in your comitatus, so 39 fighters and enough slaves to do the workforce is perfectly fine. It's an interesting little tidbit, just thought I'd let you know. Okay, here she is. Let's take a look. We already know all her combat abilities. That is what the last episode was mostly about. Let's see. A merciless bounty hunter and slave catcher, Krifta has earned herself a dreadful reputation in recent years. Her dark past is full of violence and surviving what she had made her a very tough customer. That history makes her distrustful and sometimes even cruel. Krifta is tainted, and although the transformation clearly took a great toll on her mind, it gave her amazing sight and reflexes in turn. She is an excellent shot with the bow, and an accomplished huntress on top of that. Whether the target is a beast or a person, Krifta has little to no qualms and rarely misses her mark. Okay. We do have a little bit of starting loyalty, because we did her quest. She starts with hunting, dexterous, some beast lore, tough, strong-minded, survival. Oh, and we can put her as a Venatoris. That would give us even better hunting and foraging chances. I do like the sound of that. Also has Perceptive and Skulker. We will take a closer look once we are out and about. I am currently full on deputies. I could remove one of them. Definitely not Rankylon. I do need my extra movement. And Nadir stays as the Spellweaver. I could remove Vorex from Supercargo. Wouldn't really be missing out on much, I think. Well, no, I am using both miscellaneous slots here. Yeah, it's probably better to keep everyone. But that would mean I would need to spend some insight to increase authority, which costs me 9. Yeah, okay, I can spare that much. And I kinda wanted to spend the rest on companions. Make them a little bit more effective during those companion combats. Wait, didn't I need authority? Oh, right, silly me. I forgot to confirm it. There we go. And now we have a Venatoris. this might be as high as I would go in terms of deputies. We will see. Definitely not going for a Marauder Prime, that is for a fighting Vagrus. And I don't really use slaves all that much to justify a slave driver, even though technically I think that is the more sensible solution, because you don't actually pay slaves anything, and they eat half rations. It's just my sensibilities, I guess. Chief Handler is for beasts, mostly. Guard Captain is also, I need to do a lot of crew combat, which I aim not to do. So maybe this is as good as we get. Now, do we have anything I can give you? I can give you a little bit of extra intimidation. That could come in handy. Even more survival. More hunting. Extra block. And initiative. You already have a pretty high initiative, so... Yeah, let's go for a trap kit. See how extra one hunting goes with our chances. Okay, I think we are good. I do have these two contrabands that unfortunately I cannot sell here. Need to take it somewhere else. Oh, and I have an animal slot unlocked. And I do happen to have some hunting animals. Finally, an opportunity to use this. Now, with all that said, what should we do today? Okay, our skeleton friend wants clay from Margorod, which is right here. And I was thinking we could do that after we go and do the quests in Fort Larius, whenever that might come around. I think this has been in my journal since like the first year in game. We got this quest pretty early on. I just never wanted to go there because it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm also thinking about getting over to the Crimson Gate, buying all these, because I did need to get back to Avernum. There are a couple things I need to do over there, and Lumen would actually be along the way. So that's a path. I am still hopelessly behind on my ambition. The Trial of Flame is basically just walking around in the desert until you find sandworms, which up to this point I never encountered once, so I don't even know what they look like or how many you fight at a time. So the Trial of Flame I think is going on the back burner. The Trial of the Winds is the one with the ghouls, and I am still not strong enough to do that. We need to get Nadir back to Avernum. I keep editing those out, but actually, as we travel, we keep getting attacked by demons, and it's getting a little annoying. So we should go back to Avernum to address that. Harvek does his thing. Don't really care about that. And we need slime grass to bring back to Aetrar. And I keep forgetting where to get slime grass. We have to look out for that. So these are the plans for today. I think first we're gonna go to the Crimson Gate, then back to Lumen. Alright, and we are here in Lumen. Let's just drop this off. Motherfucker. This is definitely not the price that I paid for all of these. You're getting stingy with me, aren't you? Oh well. Well, isn't that nice? Candix smiles. We're actually making progress. Thank you, dearest Vagrus. Keep up the good work. Speaking of which... Ooh, something new. That was the last thing I needed. Phase 1 is complete now, she says happily. But there are still a lot of things to do, in fact. We've only just begun. There is a lot to explain, but not right now. Please do come back sometime later. By then, I'll be ready to tell you about the next step. Huh. Well, that was an awful long time. But we are beginning chapter 4 of the Golden Theory. We're gonna talk to her on our way back. But for now, we are gonna go all the way back to Avernum. And here we are in Avernum. Even with the added bonus for hunting, that was cutting it a little close. Also, there are some patches around here, the Onfalat outpost, that are kinda like quicksand, so you have to weave around them. So that also adds a couple days of travel. You can't actually go in a straight line over here. In the future I would probably go up to Ash and then to Avernum. That seems like a decent route. But we are here. And I did see I had some faction rewards that I didn't take. For the Carpenter's Guild. We are now associates, which gives plus 25 odd jobs base chance. Ooh, that's good, I like that. Odd jobs is what you do here when you rest. When you send your slaves and your workers. At the cost of 2 movement points. And there is a chance you can mostly get back the cost of your stay. So plus 25 chance for that. I'll gladly take that. And we are getting some exquisite tools. I think right now we just have a good quality tools, yeah. I like that, so... We actually have 2 good quality tools, in fact. And now we have some exquisite tools. Let's see. Where's my workforce? Okay, we're making 36.86. How much is 5% going to matter? Let's see. 37.58. Yeah, okay, it matters. And right now, let's see. Wow, even with a bunch of engineering skills and exquisite tools, slaves are still better. Oh, right, because I also have a bunch of intimidation. And I usually keep obedience at max. Okay then. What's gonna be the next tier? Carpenter's contacts, plus 50. These don't actually stack, so this is going to replace this one, but still, plus 50 base chance. That is more often than not. And a free smuggler compartment. That's a little better than what I have right now. And at the very end, plus 2 max resourcefulness. That would also be pretty nice to have. Okay, now let's see what we are here to do. Go to Incanus in his tower. You have brought his former pupil, Nadir. Really hope he's gonna be able to help us. Although, strangely enough, all the way up to here, we were not attacked even once. Somehow that usually happens, only when we're on the road. Wonder what's up with that. Once Nadir walks in, Incanus seems to change from his monotonous cold self. He greets the sorceress with a hint of kindness in his voice. Master Incanus, Nadir is uncharacteristically timid and humble as she bows low before the mage who turns to you. Apologies, Vagrus, but my former pupil and I have to discuss something important in private. Please wait for us here. The two of them disappear into a shadowy corridor and do not re-emerge for almost an hour. Both of them seem to be in a good mood. Nadir is smirking, while Incanus walks with newfound energy. Did they just have a quick bowing session? Who am I to judge? Well, your sorceress says, the good news is that we will be able to find the source of this curse with Master Incanus' help. But we need to perform an arcane ritual. And as you would expect, such a specific and complex spell requires unique components, so let me explain what we need. Okay, hit me with it. You sit down in the antechamber and Nadir begins to explain what needs to be done to break her curse. To identify the source of the curse, the Master and I have to cast a complex arcane spell, a ritual. Once the curse's origin is revealed, we can work on ending the infernal attacks, probably by taking out the source. She then clears her throat. The ritual requires several hard-to-come-by components, because of course it does. Spectral residue collected from vanquished spirits, some oil, a bit of jade, finally the horn of a mature demon. This one is quite difficult to get normally, because the creatures we have faced thus far do not have horns that suffice. We might have an opportunity later though, as the attacks could become more and more serious. Oh, so you're telling me we actually have to let it continue until we get a boss fight? Interesting mechanic. Alternatively, I have one for sale every few months or so, Incanus adds. He has wandered closer to the two of you. Okay, but if we don't deal with this, are we going to get, eventually, mature demon fight every time? Because if so, maybe we could be able to farm this. Just a thought. Yes, Nadir says, almost embarrassed. It is quite costly, and I do not presently have the funds to cover these expenses. I am counting on you, Vagrus. Because of course you do. You tell her that you will think about it. Incanus and Nadir join you to discuss the ritual. Okay. So we need to progress this. Yeah, one demon horn. Available every 120 days. It is pretty steep. I don't need it. Even if I had it, I don't think I can progress this. Or can I? Fuck it, we only live once. And if we're fighting a demon, maybe not even then. Yeah, no. Still doesn't count. Okay, that's what I get. What can I sell you? Energy Crystal, Dwarven Compass. I kinda wanna keep those. Arcane Text. Those are actually a pretty nice gift for Nadir. So I think I'm gonna hold on to them. Yeah, not gonna sell you the horn that I just bought from you. Now when I already have spectral dust. Wait, hold on, where is it? Demon Horn, 12 spectral residue. Ah shit, we're gonna have to go and hunt for ghosts again. And the one place that I found, which is... where is it? Right here, the Valley Temple of the Sleepers. I was told not to come back here no matter what. Cause when you get cursed here, you just fucking die. And I would rather not do that. So we need to find some other source of ghosts. I am open to suggestions, by the way. 3 units of oil, 2 units of jade. These two are trivial, really. So now it all comes back to the spectral residue. Okay. Don't think I have business at the temple. Well, maybe if I knew where to hunt for undead around Avernum, I might consider it. Well, if I was a betting man, I would say that the Lands of Shadow would be, especially the Dead Forest, really sounds like a place where undead would dwell. And if so, I would need an Ashkulite blessing. Have I been here before? I think so. What about the walls? Oh, this is new lore. You walk up to a priest and ask him about the bones embedded in the city walls. You can see them all around. Are they maintained by the followers of the god of death, seeing how they are the remains of some long-dead beings? Is Ashku not angry because these bones were not put to rest? The expression on the face of the robed priest is inscrutable as he begins to talk in a monotone, calm voice. The great king is not offended, because not only do we tend to the bones, but they are considered to be resting. You see, these bones were brought here from the plains of bone, where they were lying for who knows how long, unattended, forgotten. Now they have a purpose. These remains adorn and empower our walls. They might not be interred or burned to ash, but were given proper rituals and the Great King gave permission for their use. It is no different from the way we use the corpses of those who give us permission, and of those who, well, of the enemies of the Empire. Necromancy was used to strengthen the bones too, and grim surprises await those who would be foolish enough to scale or attack those walls. Thank you. Nothing here. What kind of blessed trinkets are you selling? Some high-ranking Sargorodite talisman. Plus initiative and crit. I do have this candle. I might actually want to unequip it, considering that it wards away undead. And I do need to fight some of those. Charms. Perfume. No, thank you. So that's it for the temples. I don't think we have any business in the Slack Fort. Oh, we were invited by the Prefectus. When did that happen? I have no recollection of that. But if the game says so, then it must have happened. Okay, if I go to the bounty office here, are we going to see another one with Krifta's name on it? Oh, there's a bounty on a large coterie of undead. Maybe this is one way for us to get pinpointed with the location of undead if we want some spectral residue. And we also had some... That was a rumor, I think, right? Here we go. There's talk about a strange block of warehouses in Avernum's Scoria district where people have gone missing. Some claim the place is haunted. I kinda hope it's haunted. Then we can get some more residue. The orc bounty officer gives you a strange look when you mention the rumor about the missing people in Scoria. That business? I'm not sure if it's Collegia getting rid of people and telling ghost stories, or if it's a prank, but neither the Avernus Legion nor our bounty hunters found anything when they took a look at the place. These warehouses are about to collapse, you know. There was something shifty there a decade or so ago. Some slave lovers spread an operation out of them or whatever. Oh yeah, I do remember that. That was in the prologue story. I mean, there is a reward of 10 silver for finding out what is causing the disappearances, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Still, wanna take it? Yeah, sure, might as well, since we are here. Right, be my guest, the orc shrugs indifferently. Now, if you were expecting some pointers, I can't help you with that. The Avernus fuckheads comb the whole place. Streets, warehouses, neighborhood, and find squat. Allegedly? Well, you never know with them. But who knows, you might be able to find something that they were oblivious to. You take note of the address so that you can find the warehouses in Scoria from now on. Alright. Now we have a new place unlocked. Not actually sure how I'm doing time-wise. Don't want to let this episode run on too long. But I think we can squeeze in a friendly visit to the Prefectus. The office of the Prefectus is sparsely furnished and stern, its occupant calm and keen of mind. Oh right, I think I remember it now. It was probably the first time we were in Avernum. There was what we thought was an assassination attempt, and we intervened, and it turned out that we actually didn't have to, because they were staging the whole thing to catch that one. Yeah, it's coming back to me. And after that, the Prefectus commended us for our bravery and loyalty and offered to entertain us here. Okay. That's good. You have brought him news every 30 days. And what do we get for that? The Prefectus listens to your detailed account of every piece of news you heard back east. Then there are some excruciatingly specific questions. Then a few moments of silent contemplation. Thank you, Vagrus. That was most enlightening, he says eventually. It is overtly apparent that he appreciates these sessions. That's very nice of you. Also, maybe he wants us to get news from every one of these places at the same time. I don't even know where Tectum Corvus is. But since he's gathering news from the east, I suppose it's gonna be around there somewhere. Okay, ask him about the warrior you saw fighting for his life in the arena. That was when we got there first time. Quality changed. Adjunctis Prefectus. Huh, I never actually look at this qualities tab. Level of trust 2. Ah, okay, so this is how we're gonna get new opportunities in Avernum, I think. We have the wind situation, which will remain until I get my big boy pants on and go back to where we need to be. And we have a level of trust of 1 in Valerius. That horrible place that I never want to go back to. Okay, but the warrior. His name is Skornar. Skornar the Blue-Faced, the Prefectus says after a moment's consideration. And he used to be a kingpin running his own gang of smugglers and mercenaries. His venture was closely connected to the Smelters Guild, which is in turn beholden to the Carpenters Guild, the true power of the criminal underworld of Avernum, of which we are a respected part of. So hooray for us. He holds a pause, looking out the window in reflection before going on. But such positions in this city rarely last long. Skornar defied this rule and ran his gang for over 20 years. Alas, that was also enough time to gain numerous enemies, and these adversaries turned his trusted young lieutenant against him. They promised the man Skornar's former position as the leader, along with membership in the Smelters Guild in return for betrayal of his mentor. And so the former kingpin was drawn into a trap, captured, stripped of his position, and was thrown into the arena by the Collegium to die with a semblance of honor. And of course, to the amusement of the masses. Never forget that part. That's kinda the most important part here. But Skornar is a headstrong man, and he refuses to die. In fact, he has been carving a bloody path across his arena opponents for months now. No small feat for an aging warrior, but sooner or later he will fall, to the satisfaction of the Smelters and his former lieutenant. Until then, the city is having a good time watching him defy fate week after week. Yeah, that's quite literally free entertainment. You can sense that the Prefectus is not unsympathetic to the plight of the former kingpin. He must be reading your thoughts, because he smiles faintly and adds, I could end it, have him killed in captivity, or even perhaps get him out of the city. But I would not want to upset the Carpenters via the Smelters, you see. Oh, and if he trusts us, he could just give us Skornar. You know, the way this guy is being hyped up here, I wonder if he's actually a possible companion. I don't know. that would kinda make him a second Harvek. I don't think the writers would be doing that. Maybe at some point we will try to do that. Okay, I don't think I have any secrets at all. Yeah. So, let's try just a tiny bit of bootlicking. How can we be of service? So kind of you to offer your services, Vagrus, the mild-mannered Prefectus nods. I am led to believe that most people in power ask you to bring them gifts or deliver goods at a loss, but they fail to realize your true potential as a purveyor of news and secrets. The remoteness of Avernum dictates that information from the heart of Terra Supra is even more valuable here, especially to someone in my position. So that is why bringing him news and secrets is here, okay. Can you tell me anything about Avernum? Possibly nothing that I don't already know. Ours is a wonderful city, a land of opportunities and industrious ventures, the Prefectus says airily. But I am certain that you have also found it to be a place replete with danger. Avernum means the gate of the underworld in Old Imperial, and although its founders thought it would be a tongue-in-cheek name because of the proximity of the Molten Tongue, the more cynical interpretation does not escape me as it did them. There is the briefest of pause while the Prefectus's gaze wanders, then he adds, I was banished here, did you know that? They thought to punish me, but a place like Avernum just as easily breaks one as it can open up unexpected paths for the strong-minded and cunning. Think about the city as the latter, but never forget about the former. That is my advice. Alright, thank you, that is good advice. And now we're out. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my bumbling around in any way, shape or form, then please give the video a like. It really helps me with the algorithm. If you want to check what else I do on the channel, then do please take a look around. Maybe it's even worth subscribing. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, safe travels, Vagrus.